Welcome back, fight fans. Today, we're counting down the top 10 boxing knockouts that left us all speechless. Get ready to relive the most jaw-dropping moments in the ring. Boxing, also known as the art of punching, is a beautiful yet extremely violent expression of human anatomy that is celebrated when one fighter shuts the lights out of their opponent. 10. Deontay Wilder of Luis Ortiz 2. Deontay Wilder is a special boxer. He has proven to be one of the greatest heavyweight knockout artists of all time. The most fun part of a Wilder fight is when the towering fighter has his opponent hurt and begins to wail at them like there's no tomorrow. Wilder proved that his unbelievable power could knock out Luis Ortiz for the only time in his career. The second knockout was something that you just don't see every day. 9. Mike Tyson of Michael Spinks. During his peak stretch of fights, it could be argued that Mike Tyson was one of the greatest heavyweights to ever lace up the gloves, not only because of how well he combined his power and speed, but because of how accurate he was. While everybody knew Tyson had his opponents shaken before they stepped into the ring together, people wanted to see the execution, which was a Mike Tyson main event from the late 1980s to the early 1990s. One of these highlight reel knockouts came from multiple beautiful uppercuts by Tyson as he pounced on a broken Michael Spinks in the very first 2 rounds. Built like a bodybuilder with superior agility and hand-eye coordination, Mike Tyson was a nightmare for heavyweights. While he had a handful of brutal knockouts, his stepping uppercut knockout over Spinks was arguably his greatest ever from an extensive list. 8. Gervonta Davis of Leo Santa Cruz. With one of the highest knockout percentages in present-day boxing, Gervonta Davis is only getting better as his competition is rising. His most recent knockout of Ryan Garcia, a clean electrocuting shot to the liver, captivated, was masterful. On the night of Halloween 2020, Davis came out like Freddy Krueger against Leo Santa Cruz. Davis paid homage to his idol and manager Floyd Mayweather by coming out dripped in Mexican flag-colored apparel like Mayweather Jr. wore against Oscar de la Hoya. From the word go, Davis wasn't going to give away any early rounds to the dangerous Cruz. The young knockout artist was looking for looping power punches in the form of lead hooks and uppercuts. The game plan was manifested in the 6th round when the Baltimore boxer landed a bomb of an uppercut while on his back foot, a true mark of power. Following a pause in the action due to a low blow, Davis smelled blood in the water and put non-stop pressure on Cruz to reveal an opening to land a booming uppercut that unplugged Cruz. 7. Canelo Alvarez v. Amir Khan. Canelo Alvarez taking on Amir Khan was absolutely bad timing for the British fighter as Floyd Mayweather Jr. was winding down as an active champion and Canelo was on his way to becoming the pound-for-pound king. The stage was set by Mexico's own Canelo Alvarez, a quiet killer with devastating power who made a big statement to the fight world. While Canelo has shot down many great opponents in later rounds because of his overwhelming style, this knockout was particularly special because of its unexpected nature. The commentary team was literally calling for Canelo to push the action. Former world champion turned broadcaster Lennox Lewis actually said it could all change with one punch right before the Mexican fighter delivered the amazing haymaker. 6. George Foreman v. Michael Moorer. They say that the last tool to go for a fighter is their power, and with gained wisdom and a newfound inner peace to go along with heavy hands, George Foreman's return to boxing after nearly 10 years off was a sight to behold. In his winning effort against Michael Moorer, Foreman proved his comeback was a prosperous one as he won multiple world titles with the victory after multiple failures upon his return. His style of fighting was that of pure machismo, like I'm going to stand in front of you and good luck trying to stop me. This style worked as Foreman confidently stalked down the Teddy Atlas coached Moorer and was able to stop him in the 10th round. Foreman had more thunderous knockouts against the likes of Adilson Rodriguez and Jerry Cooney, both coming in the 2nd round and both crumbling, but Foreman's title win over Moorer at 45 years old was a statement that lives in boxing history forever. 5. Juan Manuel Marquez v. Manny Pacquiao. A long bitter rivalry came to a head when Juan Manuel Marquez nearly decapitated the head of one of the greatest boxers of the last 25 years in the name of Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao. They fought 3 times going combined 41 rounds, but the rivalry was flipped on its head in one fell swoop that resulted in one of the greatest, most undeniable knockouts in boxing history. The knockout of Pacquiao from the right hand of Marquez was so shocking because we've never seen the elite Filipino fighter look so vulnerable. Obviously, Pacquiao has the much better resume between the two, but on this night in 2012, Marquez got the better of Pacquiao by lulling the southpaw to sleep to then pounce on a defensive opening that cost Pacquiao dearly. 4. Roy Jones Jr. of Art Serrano. It wouldn't be a knockout list if Roy Jones Jr. wasn't involved. With so many fantastic knockouts that showcased RJG's unique style and finishing ability, his match against Art Serrano put the undefeated boxer's skill set on full display. This was at a time when Jones Jr. was still establishing himself as a household name in boxing. Jones Jr. has always dazzled in his fights with showmanship and honed-in technique, but this fight was a presentation of the raw power he possessed. The Olympic silver medalist floated around the ring as he normally does, hypnotizing Serrano into a safe sense of security, but then, in an instant, he unleashed a catapult of the right hand that ended the fight. Wasting no time, RG was on his way to stardom. 3. Joe Louis v. Max Schmeling. Rarely do sports supersede world events, but the rematch between Joe Louis and Max Schmeling at Yankee Stadium was viewed as a microcosm of World War II. With all the political noise pushed to the back of Louis' mind, this was a huge opportunity for the heavyweight to avenge the first loss of his career. Louis went on a tear ahead of the rematch, winning 11 straight with 9 of them coming via knockout. Focused and ready to right his previous wrong, the smooth operator landed a brutal right hand that set the stadium into a frenzy. This knockout is so astounding because of the backstory, but also because reports came out that Louis' heavy-handed punch led to breaking a vertebra in Schmeling's spine. Scary stuff. 2. Ray Leonard Thomas Hearns 1. The latest occurring knockout on this list in terms of rounds is when Sugar Ray Leonard took on Thomas Hearns. It was an absolute brilliant meeting of two great welterweights during a golden era for the division. A great showman in his day, Leonard was the beautiful combination of all the tools that make a great champion. With speed, conditioning, and a strong competitive spirit at his disposal, it was the North Carolina native's late power that separated the two combatants in this fight. It took Leonard all the 13-plus rounds of tangling with Hearns, a smooth assassin, to land a big blow to Hearns to immediately shift the momentum. Hearns was staggered by the punch and Sugar pounced on his weakened foe. After causing Hearns to stumble through the ropes due to multiple flurries of punches, subsequently, Leonard came out in the 14th round as he was shot out of cannon to end the fight with one final exchange. This performance of pure will and patience is even more respectable considering that Hearns was winning on all the judges' scorecards at the time of the knockout. 1. Muhammad Ali of George Foreman. Muhammad Ali taking on scary puncher George Foreman was one of, if not the, most important knockouts in combat sports history. With Ali on the shelf because of his refusal to participate in the Vietnam War, many speculated that he would be a washed version of himself with a nearly 3-year absence. Foreman was blazing his way through the heavyweight division and was thought to be Ali's toughest test to date. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these incredible knockouts, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing highlights and updates. See you in the next round.